Nikki, I'm an addict. So I just, agreed to do this a while back, and then, as usual, I don't give it a whole lot of thought till it's time. And I was like, how does this even work? Like, I've been to a women's meeting at plenty of conventions, but I don't know that I've ever heard it called a women's rap. So I'm like, what are we about to do? Because I need to not look like a dumbass up there doing it. And they were like, oh no, it's just like a regular meeting. You're going to share for part of the time, and you're going to have somebody else share for part of the time. I'm like, oh, okay, I can get on with that. And then literally 5 minutes ago, Jackie's like, oh, your topic is when at the end of the road. And that's fine too, because honestly, everything I'm going to share is about recovering, right? And we do recover, and that's where that when at the end of the road, we find that we can no longer go on with or without. And so if nothing else that I say makes sense, because I feel like it's about to be a shit show right here. If nothing else makes sense, just know that no matter how much pain that you have, you never have to use it again. And I want to tell you, I've reapplied this war paint about 4 times today, and it looks like shit already. Pain's relative, and I have to remind myself of that, because the pain I feel today feels like the worst pain I've ever felt. And the real truth of it is it's not. Because my mom died when I was 26 of the disease of addiction. I had 3 years clean. That was fucking painful. To make amends with her on her deathbed and leave to go back to my children, that was a lot worse pain than this, but my brain tells me that this is the worst. It's never been this bad, and it's never going to be better, and that's not true. I feel like I got a couple readings that I'm going to read. My home group that I just joined this year does a study on the Living Clean book, which is good for me, because Lord knows I'm not a good at reading the literature at home unless my ass is falling right off. But this reading comes from Living Clean. It says, sometimes without an outlet for our energy, we just sit in our own anxiety. It can be surprising to learn that anxiety comes from the same source as our enthusiasm. It can be useful energy if we channel it, or it can be incredibly destructive. The same power that fuels our destructive impulses can fuel our excitement, creativity, and ambition. It can drive us to adventure or chaos. Like so much of what we uncover about ourselves, it can be an asset or a defect depending on how we use it. I loved when I read that, because I'm a pretty good thinker. I can't put what I'm thinking into words. And that was something I learned a long time ago, because as a child, I suffered from the abuse of neglect. What that did for me was it really taught me that if you stay super busy, you can get a lot of stuff done. And I didn't know that what it was really doing is it was a safe place for me to put all my anxiety in. And it was an asset, and it is an asset for me. And I get a lot of stuff done. But what I also do is run from my feelings. And so this past Saturday, a guy in my home group said, something, again, we were reading, finding the difference between personal responsibility and control can be challenging. Boy, that landed right in my face. Because, the fact of the matter is my higher power is not going to come to the house and write a check for the light bill. Like, there's some work that I have to do to be personally responsible. But my part is I'm not sure where it goes into, I am trying to control and manipulate everybody in my life, right? I just not sure. And so I got clean March 20th of 2002. And when I got here, it's like I woke up and I had these 2 kids. And I was like, oh, shit. I don't know how this happened, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, but I ain't got no family, so they're going to the meeting with me. And I proceeded to drag them to meetings. And, it was probably 3 years before they could have a sleepover, because on Friday and Saturday nights, I had to go to the meeting, and that meant they had to go to the meeting, and I wasn't going to bring their friends to the meeting, because that just starts getting weird. I remember my son, he's 23 now, the middle one is, and he said one time he came home from school, and he's like, yeah, we went on a field trip, and on the bus I told everybody, that's where me and my mama go to meetings. Because they passed by one of the churches, And I was like, well, baby, meetings are like underwear. It's not that they're a bad thing, but you ain't got to talk about it to everybody, okay? And so that son is using my baby that I have zero expectations for, but never expected him to be where he's at right now. Is using. And he's living with his older brother, and he's enabling the shit out of him. I'm like, David, what would happen if you stopped buying food for him? Like, how's he ever going to, but I know how it feels to feel like you can't stop taking care of somebody, because then what will they do, And so anyway, he's just gotten a felony. I didn't even manage to get a felony. I'm like, what are you doing? And I think it's just, I don't know, extra soul crushing when you know that your genes probably had something to do with it. It's hard not to, feel responsible. But also when you know that he was 5 when you got clean, he saw some stuff. There was a time when he kept trying to wake me up on the couch, and he would say, Mama, I'm hungry. Mama, I'm hungry. I want some oatmeal, Mama. I want some oatmeal. I'm like, baby, I'm about to get up. I'm about to get up. I'm just the same person who, first time I was sent to treatment, was like, I can't leave these kids. I never left those kids. I mean, I should have left them. I couldn't even get up and push 130 on the microwave for that kid, But it's just the most powerless feeling to have his kid, and to know he knows, to know without a shadow of doubt, he knows what killed his grandma. He knows why I come here, and to not be able to do anything different. So at some point this week, I got still enough, and I stopped doing stuff, and I just found myself in a sadness avalanche, really. And that's what I feel like I'm in, It was just like, when I finally sit still long enough to feel something, it's just like, when I can't get out. And Jerry's here visiting, and he brought all his shit to talk about his will and what he wants to do, and he can't make decisions for himself. And that man is like a daddy to me. It's just like, I don't want to think about when he won't be here. Even though I'm an adult and I know you got a plan, it's like, it's more that I can take. Anyway, about a month ago, let me just blow my damn nose. Because it's about to be a problem in here. If my little girl was here, I'd be like, would you blow that nose? So I have 3 kids. They're 27, 23, and 8. 14 years between those last 2. I don't recommend it. So this is something else from Living Clean. It says, first we take, then we give, then we share. Living fully is a creative expression of love for our higher power. To be fully alive, awake, and honest about who we are is a gift to us and from us. And so I found myself in this place where in the last, 4 years, it's kind of like, I've been clean a while. When I moved here, things were pretty settled, I'll say. I did the bankruptcy thing. I did the divorce thing. I cleaned up the wreckage of the past. My mom died. I got through, I just did a bunch of stuff. I sold houses. I bought houses. I got degrees. I did all the stuff. And when I moved here, I almost unplugged from this program a little bit, because I had been visiting here for years, because some friends of mine had moved here, and so I felt like I had a network, and the network was literally this big, right? And so I joined their home group. When they went out to eat, that's who I went out to eat with. When they did things, we did things. And I was really busy trying to learn this new job that I got here, and it was okay for a little while. And then I realized that, I'm a really honest person. most of the time. I'm not going to say I'm perfect, but I'm pretty honest. But I'm really, 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 really good at being dishonest with myself. And I don't know until I know. And it's like, whoa, where'd that come from? You know? Oh, shit. You know? And, like, not only am I sort of, no, I'm pretty codependent, but, you know, in a negative, harmful way, I also get great joy from making you happy. Like, honestly, nothing I like better than, like, solving a problem for you or helping you, you know, whether you even genuinely appreciate it or not. I'm like, I feel I can walk away and I can feel good about it. And that's true. But it's like, I realized over the years that I've given a little too much to sometimes. Like, maybe I really didn't want to do that whole thing, and I did it anyway. Maybe I really wanted to do this other thing or be this other person, but it didn't seem like you liked that, so I held that back. And it felt okay, and then one day it didn't, you know, and that's where I'm at right now. It's like, when it talks about being fully alive, being who you are, sometimes that hurts other people, you know. It's like sometimes all the people you love wake up and they don't even know who you are, and they're just trying to catch up, you know. And it's just been hard. It's been hard. It's been hard to reconnect here without putting in that chameleon mode. Because, you know, I'm really good at sizing up a room. You know, like, what do you like? What do you like to do? Okay? Because that's how I grew up. When you're neglected, when you move around a lot, you better figure out how to fit in. You know, and it's easy to do that for me now, you know. And so I was like, go from this, like, oh, what do you like to do? I like to do that too. Like, no, I don't like any of this. I refuse, you know. It's not the kind of person I am. Like, well, who the hell? I don't know who I am. What the hell am I even talking about? So anyway, just, you know, pretty lazy with my connections when I first moved here. And then in the last 2 years, I'm like, I got to put some effort in this. Like, make no mistake, if I stop coming to meetings, I'm probably not going to use tomorrow, but how dare I? Because somebody was here when I got here. And when I got here, people that had 5 years clean, to me, were like goddesses. You know, and I was like, whoa. And what if there had been nobody with 5 years clean? What if, I don't know what I would have done. You know, so if for no other reason, if I don't ever get any better than I am right now, like, I just want to come to give back what was given to me, you know. And so, anyway, I'm glad I didn't unplug, because not only does this program, you know, keep me clean, it relatively keeps me sane. I mean, you can't tell right now, but, you know, I'm pretty sane. I'm pretty sane. And I always cry when I share. You know, when I have to share for more than the 3 or 4 minutes that you're allowed in the meeting, I'm about to cry. So that's not wild either. But it's really hard to get vulnerable in front of people. Because I used to think vulnerable meant telling you everything. Like telling you that one time I had a couple years clean and I broke up with the first person I got into a relationship with because she couldn't stay clean. And so I immediately started dating this other dude who ended up going to prison. So I had 3 years clean driving to prison in Alabama. Okay? I'm a nurse manager at a hospital, and I have to tell my director that I got to have every other Friday off to see my boyfriend in prison. Mistakes were made. But at the time, I had started dating this guy, and I was dating him for about 6 months, and I liked him. I mean, I probably even loved him. We told each other we loved each other, and I mean, I believed I loved him, but then he got locked up, and I was like, you can't. I mean, it's like somebody find out they have cancer and breaking up with them. You know, like he was in recovery. He was trying to do the thing. I got to stick with him, you know. So anyway, the point of the story is about vulnerability is that I had decided, and this is a women's meeting, so it's a safe place. You'll never hear me share like this in front of a mixed crowd, right? But I decided that I was not going to shave my Netherlands for the entirety of the time that he was in prison. Because I shave every day. There's not a hair on my body that doesn't get executed, okay? Well, from here down. So I was like, well, I'm not going to shave. And then he'll know that, thank you, Lord knows I need more than what I got up here. Thank you. Then he'll know that I was faithful, as if he didn't know. That's just ridiculous. But anyway, I decided to share that in a meeting. That I could braid that shit shut. And I wrote that off as vulnerability, because that's how little I knew about what being vulnerable meant. That's not what vulnerability is. That's just being ridiculous. That's having no boundaries, you know? And I'm not like super great with boundaries either. But anyway, I thought that was vulnerability. Vulnerability to me today is telling you about my childhood and accepting your love for me in regards to that. Because today I know that you don't feel sorry for me, that you love me, and that you wish that wouldn't happen to me. You know, and when I first got here, I thought like you just only had pity for me. And I can't stand it. I was laughing earlier because this dude came up to me. He's like, what's your name? And I'm like, Nikki. I'm like, not feeling this. It's right for this meeting. I'm like, I'm about to tell these people I'm not even going to do this meeting because I cannot sit up here and squall. I can't do it. And then he's like, I'm like, Nikki, you know, and he's like, oh, good, you smiled. I was just about to tell you to smile. You know, and I'm just like, the only thing I hate worse than somebody telling me to smile when I'm not smiling is nothing. You know, because, like, that brings out asshole 101 right there. I'm just like, thank God you're here, mister. You know, you just changed my life. No, you didn't. But on a good day, on a normal day, I would have been like, good on you. Thanks for noticing that because clearly he picked up on my, you know, psychosis that was brewing. I don't know. But, you know, I appreciate the amount of spiritual principles that I've been able to learn through working the steps, you know, and begin to apply those to my life. And just really, you know, pain is shared is pain lessened. And like I said when I started, if you don't hear anything else today, if you don't, you know, conventions are just a celebration of our recovery. They're not our recovery. It's a place to come together and celebrate. Like, I am so grateful for this program. I am grateful for the fact that I could have a room full of strangers who are going to not feel sorry for me, who are going to have heard something from this. And if nothing else, know that you can blow your nose on a microphone. It's going to be okay. Thanks for letting me share.
Hey family, I'm Nancy and I'm an addict. Hey. And what was that topic? The different facets of the diamond and what?
Diamond in the rough.
Oh, and a diamond in the rough. All right. Well, God must have knew. First, let me thank God for His continued grace and mercy and allowing me to be here today, because it's truly but for the grace. And then thanks my sister Nikki for sharing and getting honest. And, you know, and being able to do that takes tremendous courage. And when she started crying, I was like, I ain't gonna never get to stop crying. I've been crying since I've been here, because I'm hurt, I'm broken, I'm in pain, and y'all gonna judge me. Yeah, you is. It's okay. I can deal with it. And so let me go ahead and do the disclaimer. If I say something that make you feel some type of way or get in touch with something that you feeling or you ain't want to talk about or whatever, you know, go ahead and blame it on me, because I ain't up here for you. I'm up here for me. Now, I hope that God Right? So I'm going to go ahead. If I ever hurt anybody in this room, said something wrong, if I cuss or fuss, if I do whatever and whatnot, I didn't ask for the mic. They gave it to me. They took a risk. Sharing is risky. And now we here. So I'm hoping that the God in me can reach out to the God in you and we can all grow a little bit from it. Because I need to be transparent, and I'm just asking God. I've been asking him, can he take over for me? Because I don't want to tell you nothing. I don't trust you. I'm hurting, and I don't want to be here. I don't want to tell you what I got to tell you, right? But see, I'm one of them. I need to get it out. I ain't going to be all right till I get it out. And sometimes you got to be broken to become whole. Sometimes you got to fall down in order to get up. And it's okay. But in my mind, if I get naked and tell you who I really am, you ain't going to like me. But the truth of the matter is, I don't really like me right now anyway. So I ain't liking you anyway. Like it's some people in here that I know I wish they wasn't here, but then I'm glad they are. Then there's some people that I don't know, I wish I knew them, but then I'm glad I don't. I know y'all don't know, but I used to use drugs. And it messed me up. So I didn't know the topic till I got here. I knew they was coming out, the journey continues and whatnot. And then when it said the different facets of a diamond, and then that's why I was asking for that last part, the diamond in the rough, then that's right where I am. Because y'all know about the pressure that it takes in order for a coal to become a diamond, right? And then you know every diamond is unique in its own rights, right? So that means each and every one of you got your own story. Sharing is risky, but we ain't in competition with one another. My story, the literature talks about, is my story enough that I ain't got to compare it with nobody else. Right? Now, you know what? Let me say this for the newer member. Make 90 meetings in 90 days. Go to meetings, get a sponsor, work steps, traditions, concepts. There's 36 principles, not 12. All that other good stuff, that's great. But I got some time in this program. And I need to talk about, having time. Been here a minute. I'm talking about after the dope and then what? You understand? Talking about what you do when your world falling apart and you so hurt and broken, but you can't use no dope. You can't drink. You can't screw about it. You can't shop it away. I'm talking about all that other stuff when the dope is gone. Now, our literature says that any addict can stop using drugs, lose the desire to use. And our literature is pretty smart, so if it wanted to just say drugs right there, it would have, but it didn't. It said lose the desire to use, and then find a new way to live. So see, I want to use a whole lot of stuff, but then I don't. Because I want to get through this so I ain't never got to be here again. But it hurt. The only way to get through is to go through. So I've been here 21 years and 6 months, 3 weeks. I'm counting all my time. Give me that. But I came around February 8, 1992. I raised my children here. My daughter been here since she's a year old. They're getting ready to be 29, 28, 26, and my baby is 21. My daughter got my first grandbaby on the way. It's due in February. And if I tell you, and y'all, so here go the judgment right here. But I'm going to talk about how I feel. This is my house. You understand? I ain't trying to get you free, but if I do, I ask God to let me get free, and hopefully I can fan the flame of desire in somebody else. But I'm trying to get free. Because at the end of the day, with all that clean time, and let me say this too, I'm a 12-step tradition concept working person. I am a member, fully vested. But our literature talks about that we have to have that continuing practice of that. It don't stop. They say whenever we stop that, they say the recovery process ceases. In other words, it stops when I stop. So it's an ongoing thing. That's what the literature talks about. So here's the thing. I'm working this job, like the lady was just talking about. Money, property, and prestige, trying to do everything that we need to do. Get the degree, the men, the house, and all that. Whatever it is that is your thing that you need to get in order for you to be successful, for what they told me that I needed to be successful. Been there, done that a few times over. Just to find out is, that's in my mind now today, that's not what being successful is all about. It's not about the outside. Don't get it twisted though. I can be cute when I want to. This ain't no cute day. My disease ain't cute. It's effing me up. It's dogging me. I feel like I'm in a fight with Mike Tyson and he winning. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nothing cute about it. So I just needed to get in here. Because it took everything I could to come up here on that highway because I ain't want to. I was supposed to supposed to be here Friday. I couldn't make it Friday. I was so depressed and hurt. And the disease won the battle. It kept me in the bed. So I had to call another advocate. I said, can you come and get me? I got a car, nice car. But I couldn't get out the bed. I couldn't drive. I had to call somebody the night before and say, can you come get me? And that's how I got here. Then when I got here, I said, let me just make meetings. They was like, you want to eat? No, I ain't had nothing to eat. I don't want to eat. I just need to be in a meeting. Yeah. So I've been meeting, crying, laughing, crying, wanting to leave y'all. Then the lady shared. I'm like, that dang, she shared for 5 minutes. So here we go. My children grew up here. I've never drank and drug in the household. They never known me to use. We went to meetings all the time. Yeah, they grew up in the rooms. They know people clean dates that's clean to me. I stopped smoking a couple times in this program, smoking cigarettes. Now I'm vaping again. I started 2 days ago. I'm going to put it down after the weekend. Pray for me. And they know the literature. They probably can sponsor some folk. We've been through some stuff. I ain't got no grandbabies. Ain't none of them in jail. Some of them smoking marijuana. Some of them won't. 2 of them. I got 4 kids. 2 of them won't touch nothing. The other 2, they smoking marijuana. I said, but look, I know that they all are not virgins, and I know they smoke and this, that, and the third, and using. But how about I had to sell dope? I had to experiment. I had to smoke. I had to do what I have to do. I don't know what God got for their story. And it's none of my business. Just respect it and don't bring it in my house. My house, my car, no none of that. I know you're not virgins. I know what you're doing, but you better act like you ain't doing nothing around me. Yeah, I'm from a straight knock a child out school. Guess who I am? Yeah. Pray for me, though. I need prayer. Because when they get older, it's not beating your child anymore. It's assault. And you can go to jail. I'm just telling you. I'm talking about my experience. So we in the house a couple weeks ago. And we arguing as usual because I got all the kids up in there with me because I got abandonment issues. I was in foster care. I don't never want my children to think that I don't love them the way I grew up and I didn't think nobody loved me. It is something when everybody's family comes to the freaking house on Sunday and you ain't got nobody there representing you. That was a sad, empty feeling, and I ain't want mine to think that I never loved them. I understand because I do step work. I know the reason why I can't see the bottom of the refrigerator, the bottom of the deep freezer, the back of the refrigerator, the back of the cabinets. I can have a whole bunch of food in the house and still go get something to eat because my stepfather, the one that molested me and I told on him, he would dang on put locks on the refrigerator door and wouldn't allow me to eat. I understand through step work that the way I do today has something to do with my past. I'm trying to paint a picture here. Because, see, I want you to know that what I'm going through now, I might not, like my sister was just talking about, in a minute you might not think I'm recovering. It might not sound pretty or whatever, but I'm telling you, I am. The best way I know how. Because as long as I don't get the first one, then it's a good day. And I got a chance to do better the next day. And I ain't go to jail, too, let me say that. So now here we are. A couple weeks ago, we in the house, and some things went down in my daughter's life when she was about 16. So now we arguing because she pregnant. She got the little, he's a Honduran. I be thinking he a Mexican. He's from Honduras. Where the heck ever. Okay. He was off the boat. Lord forgive me. I'm sorry. Wherever he came from. My point is, because I ain't liking him or her right now. Ain't got nothing to do with people. I ain't prejudiced or none of that. We always had different cultures in our house. I date black, white, Puerto Rican. Don't make me no difference. That's why my family do too. So that ain't it. I'm just mad at them two particular. You understand? Because it ain't about color. It ain't about color and race and sex and all that. It's an individual thing. How about, she said we jumping on him, he bring a machete over to the house. She said that me and my son was jumping on her because she don't want to do what she's supposed to do. I said don't bring a dog in the house, she want to bring the dog. You understand? I say clean up, she don't want to do that. She said she got a 4th Amendment. Ain't no 4th Amendment in here. Frick wrong with you, we not white. You in a black household. I'm the 4th Amendment, mother fricker. Frick wrong with you. I ain't saying that it's right that he brung it, but I understood why he did. She told him, made him feel like that me and my other children was jumping on her. He knew that he didn't have no chance by himself. So he was trying to bring something to even the territory, but thank God that, he had it just in his pocket. So anyway, from that, she kept on saying, Mama hit me 4 times. She punched me 4 times. First of all, you a liar. Poked you in the head, slapped you on the arm. I was trying to punch you in your mouth, but the other kids jumped in the way. Now, I ain't never lied on me, and if I probably could have got close enough, I was trying to get to the mouth. Yes, ma'am. So after that situation, the man was saying little stuff. He was trying to apologize, and he kept saying something about, I was like, well, God knows, and I don't put nobody before my children. He was like, I was like, nigga, what's wrong with you? Why you keep saying little stuff? Now I'm getting upset again. Like, I'm still talking to you after you done brought a machete in the house, but why you trying to be funny? He said, you talking about you putting your kids first and stuff, but you stayed with that man after he slept with your daughter? What? What? No, it was, but I'm going to get to it in a minute. So then after that, I said, excuse me? Yeah, he said, you talking about you putting kids before, people, you put God first, but you selling your daughter to rich men to take care of the family. What? Well, why we living middle class all my life? Because I need some of that money. Okay, and you messed up her credit. This is what she been telling this man. Now, I'm not saying that what he was saying or what he was doing or how he was behaving was right, but I'm saying I got a little more understanding of it. And then when I began to look at his behavior, I started to think about all the other ones that was acting some type of way that she's dated through the years. And now I have an understanding of it. And then so I said, well, and you know me, with those who know me know. So when I said, oh, you want to talk about it? Let's motherfucking talk about it then. You had a whole lot of relationship with my fiance. Yeah. I remember the day when she told me, and when I was like beating her or whooping her butt because she had stayed out all night, and I was like, yo, you need to get your man buying off them books and they ain't gonna, off them boards and put it in them books. And she said, and you need to tell your man to quit begging for pussy. Now that's a day I'll never forget. Yeah, you can judge me how you want to, but while you judging, go on ahead and pray for me. Okay? Because I'm going to tell the truth and I'm going to get free up in here. Right? And you can say what you want to say, but molestation is lies. And everybody knows somebody, if everybody was to get honest about it, in their family. But I'm going to keep it on me because they said at the podium you use I statements. So how about when she said that, he was out in the car waiting. I told my son, go get him. We finna address this now. I'm not going to be like my mother did me. She didn't want to address it. She beat me. She cut my hair. She did all kind of stuff because she was jealous of her daughter and she didn't put him out. So when it came to me, I'm going to address it now. That she was 16. She about to be 29. Understand me. Hear what I'm saying. She done dang gone had a whole lot of relationship was getting upset. You know how something happened in the back of your mind? You're like, that's weird. But you keep it in the back of your mind. I remember the day I was at the work and I'm, managing, so I'm always bringing the kids with me. They can go in the office or whatever. Make a long story short, I had a hickey on my neck. And I remember she had a problem with me having a hickey on my neck. Not like a problem like, oh, mama, you old, you with a hickey. It was something in the way she said it that made me be like, what the, nigga, I'm grown. What the heck you worried about? But I was working, so I just went on ahead and went about my business. But in the back of my mind, I was like, that was weird. You understand? Or the day when we had to go stay with him one time when I was waiting on my house to come open, right? And they dang gone, and I come home from work, she did the dishes, and I said, you need to do these dishes or whatever. And she said, David ain't got a problem with it, then why do you? What? So I cussed him and her out. But something in the back of my mind said that was weird. So when this came out, then it made sense. Then you started to try to figure out how did you miss it. Now I ain't talking about you, I'm talking about me. I tried to figure out how did I miss it because I don't trust nobody and I don't let nobody around the kids. Okay, but then they had a whole live relationship. You understand? And I told her that day when I addressed him, I told him I could never forgive that. If you slept with another woman, I could forgive that. But I can't forgive sleeping with my child. You understand? And then I told my daughter, I told you not to mess with other people's men and, your brothers, all that. I didn't think I had to tell you don't mess with your mama's man. Then there was some people in here that had to tell me if she do it once, she'll do it again. There was some people in here that had to call me and tell me that even our pain may be preordained. And if that be the case, I got to go through it and get to the other side so I can help somebody else. But I don't appreciate it. I didn't ask for it. Then it kicked up my issues with molestation. And I was back there and again, that little girl in the tub trying to scrub her dang on breast off because them 3 fingerprints where he touched my titty was still there. My mother told me some stuff that I didn't even know. I'm glad other people was there so that they could be a witness so I could know it wasn't just up in my mind. My mother, it came out a couple weeks ago that when this all went down, that my mother had seen her at the Walmart holding hands with the dude getting her nails done. The reason why the police didn't dang on arrest them, because we tried, right? I did. You ever be trying to get to the truth and you trying to be calm and stuff, and you talking to people and you be like, yes, so did this or that happen and this and that, and you trying to be calm and then they say that one word and you be like, mother. Yeah, that's what was happening. I almost went to jail twice. Me and the DA was working to try to get him in jail, asked him to take a lie detector test. Of course he did. He took it because he was still trying to get with me, and he didn't pass it. And they told me the reason why he didn't go to jail is because it was inconsistencies in my daughter's story. I'm talking about some rough stuff. So now that was at 16. She about to be 29. You've been telling people these lies because you can't handle the fact that you had an affair with your mother's fiance. So you want to be the victim. Now don't get it twisted. He 100% wrong. I don't give a frick. She could have been 75. That's still my daughter. And I'm not one of them. He's still dead wrong. You know what I mean? Y'all can be quiet all you want to. I'm finna talk to you. I'm talking about my truth. Right? I'm finna talk to you. So I don't want you to get it twisted. He 100% wrong. Right? Even though I taught my children something happened, you tell me. But here's the thing. Now, that's from 50 years ago. She bringing it up. She telling people, and then come to find out, like, I broke up with a dude a month later on her 18th birthday. The dude picked her up from my house. I looked out the door and said, what? And took my goddaughter. She's like, Mama, you don't remember that? Because you was like, what the F? You understand? But you don't remember him. But me and everybody else remember. You don't remember going to get your nails done, but your grandma remember. Right? And then after that, she was sleeping with somebody else in this fellowship that was trying to sleep with me all the time, every day. Every meeting I go to, he was trying to sleep with me. And she told me she had been sleeping with him from 18 to 21. Now, I'm just saying, now, and don't get it twisted. Let me go and get this straight, too. Don't come to me after the meeting trying to say nothing about my child. Don't do that. I got some good freaking children. I got some great freaking kids. They got issues like everybody else. And I thought that because I was being good, I thought I had some get out of jail free coupons for me and my children. I thought because I treat people well, I try not to do this, I don't sleep with married men, so on and so forth, that maybe we would have to go through some stuff. But if your pain is preordained, it's in the cards. And ain't nothing you can do about it. So here this child go telling me about how I'm not a good mother and how I ain't crap. We had to get all this out on the table. I'm talking about this was just a couple weeks ago. Then I had to sit in my house because I want you to leave now. I'm going to get to the end of the month, but I want you to leave now. But you pregnant, you ain't got no job, you ain't got nowhere to go, so on and so forth. The dude ain't even legal. You understand? I want to kick her freaking baby through her back. I'm just talking about how I feel. Not because of, I don't care nothing about what she say. I mean about that stuff right there. I know what really happened. And I ain't going to lie about it. My kids know what happened. That hurts too. But the fact that you're going to be telling other people, spreading them lies, and then living up in my house, trying to walk around that motherfucker like you don't want to speak, or you don't want to clean or act like I ain't got nothing to say to you, like this is your house. No, baby girl, I will knock you out. I'm trying. Only reason she probably still okay because that baby. Because I was dreaming, envisioning if I kick her down the steps, if the baby would survive. I'm just talking about how I feel. I ain't never knew that the pain you go through spiritually and mentally will hurt you physically. When I came home, I couldn't stand to see her. I don't want to be her mama no more. I don't want to be her mother no more. I want to hurt her the way she hurt me. And then God, he had a nerve because he knew years ago, it was already in the book that I was going to need to be here on September 21st at the women's rap getting free. And I'm mad about it. Every time I'm going through, he always put me up front. Want me to tell people stuff. I don't appreciate it. Then I got to turn around because I'm in a program, right? And because having had a spiritual awakening, I am now duty-bound, committed to being a 12-step concept, tradition, and step worker, that I must carry the message to the addict who still suffers. And the thing is, what I understand today is sometimes that addict is me first. I had to carry the message to myself. You know how it talks about that like we was self-centered, self-seeking, deceitful people at odds with ourselves and others? If you don't believe me, like when you first used to use dope, and you used to be, I'm talking about me. When I first used to use dope, and I was going to get the dope, I'd be talking to myself saying, it's okay, girl, we can get that. We're going to flip that. We're going to do this. We're going to put this in the pocket. It's going to be all right. I got you, girl. We straight. We straight. I got you. This conversation I'm having with myself. Then after I use that same conversation, I'm still talking to myself, you stupid, low down, good for nothing. You know better than that. You ain't crap. How about that clean? How about this disease is so crafty, it'll have you talking to yourself like that clean. I know that I'm a good mama. I ain't saying I'm the best, but I'm in the top 5. I go above and beyond. I love like that. I might choke a rock and fight a tree, and if one of y'all, I might cuss my kids out, but y'all better not mess with them. Understand me. So here's what the point I'm trying to get to. Because my spirit done been awakened and I know hers is dead. I know hers is dead. And because I know I can't go back to not knowing, so what I got to do is come here and share with y'all what's going on, because if it takes months or years, when she come back to me and she needs her mama, when she needs her mama, I'm going to have to be there. And I'm going to have to not say you dirty, low down, good for nothing, spanking B. I'm going to have to be like, you all right? Is that baby all right? Because I'm the one with the program. I'm mad about it. I'm mad. I don't want to work no steps on it. I don't want to work no traditions. I don't want to have no empathy and sympathy. She ain't got none for me. I started to evaluate my life. I went to jail because of her. I went to, for the first time, I stayed for 4 hours. I almost died. I don't know how they do it. I love orange, but I don't want to be in it every day, all day. I'm in there with the newbies looking like I done took a 50-cent hit. My eyes big as heck. All the professionals walking around. One girl talking about, I be glad when they let me go upstairs so I can go to sleep. I got my bondsman on speed. I'm like, sleep? Who the heck sleeping here? I went to jail because of her. I got a repo because of her. I got an eviction because of her signing my name. Because, of course, she ain't got no credit. I put it on mine. You understand? I started to really evaluate. I said, this little young girl been hating me for a long time. She been trying to destroy me for a long time. But what it really is she don't know it yet because she won't go get no therapy. And I be telling them all the time, therapy is great. And I can't wait to go back because I'm finna get me some more. Okay? So here's the thing. So because she thinks she hate me, but what it really is, she hate herself. You know how you done did some stuff and nobody might not know, but you know? And see, she can't deal with herself. And I got steps and a sponsor and you guys, and she ain't got nobody. How do you be there for those who've done you like that when you sleeping with the enemy? How do you work a program when you can't stand the sight of somebody? Huh? How do you work a program and let stuff go, right, when you don't want to be involved at all anymore? I just want to see my grandchild. And Lord, forgive me. I was like, I don't give a frick about her right now. I don't care what happens to her. So then I put the other son out because he want to call me a leech. He want to call me bees and hoes and stuff like that. And, of course, I did go in his mouth before they got to me. Yeah, because I still come from knock a child out. I don't play that. You want me to babysit? Just know your child might be beat up, but they'll be better. But anyway. And they still, I give them snacks. We sing songs. We go places, do things. They still love and come. They love coming to my house. I don't know. Anyway. Love and discipline. But anyway, so when she left, then my son said, I'm meeting Keon, my other son, at the park. Understand, he's not even allowed in my gravel. You understand? Because he said that he don't ask me for nothing but food and shelter. I'm like, those are the two most essential things. And what is wrong with you? Because now he said, I can't even get a sandwich, not a sandwich. He still owe me $1,200. They all got their, all of them got their own business and they do work other jobs. And what happened was, you know how mama is, I'm in a better situation. So when they needed me to get that van or do stuff, get them supplies or book that fare that was $1,000, I did that. I helped them get off the ground. I got them businesses going. If it wasn't for me, it wouldn't be no Mind of Life. Or no, that's the name of one of their businesses and so on and so forth. Do you understand? So the one son paid me back and the other son said he don't owe me nothing. That's the one that can't come to the house. And so look, so I'm already feeling some feelings about my daughter being gone. And then when he said that my son, he was meeting him in the park, then I started feeling bad about that too. Now understand, this is the son I smoked crack with the whole time. This is the son I had 3 months early. This is the son that was in the incubator when I had to put my hands in the incubator. And I was by myself and he still got them scars, hey baby, got them scars on his chest, right? And so in the summertime when they playing basketball, right, I dang gonna have to see that scar. And it always make me feel some type of way. It's one thing when people get hurt on their own. It's another thing when it's stuff that you think you caused it. And he didn't have a choice because he was a baby. So then I try to, you make excuses because he don't have this, his emotion, because of the crack, he can't do this. But you know what? Now we went to many counseling, group therapy, his therapy, my therapy, everybody's therapy, all that. And one of them told me when they said that man could sit still in school, sit still in church, they said he ain't got no ADHD, no deficiencies or none of that crap. He doing that because that's what he wanted to do. Because he heard somebody say he had a label. So he used it as his advantage. With everybody else, but not with me. They say if he can sit still with you in church, he can sit still in school. You understand? So this dang on son is the same one that want to talk about how he feel like me and his sister wasn't crap. And I don't raise them. I don't care if your sister on the corner selling coochie by the pound, that's still your sister, and you're going to treat her like a queen anyway. You understand? You don't talk to me like that. So now he can't come to the house, and I feel bad about that. So I feel like a bad mom. So I'm going to try to start to wrap it up. I don't know how much time I got. So here's what I want to get to. Money, property, and prestige. They'll divert us. Bump money and property. I can get that all day long. I'm a hustler. I got 4 kids. Ain't nobody never been hungry. And I like what my sister was talking about being self-sufficient. God has always blessed me to be able to take care of me and mine. I ain't never had a sugar daddy, no married man, nobody else's man. I like my own crap. Let me get my own money. I don't like asking nobody for nothing. Because if you have an attitude when I say, can I get $50 and you ask me why, it's a problem. So nigga, what? Anyway, that whole check belonged to me. What is you talking about? Get it up. But that's my stuff. My sponsor told me that ain't your money. So anyway, I thought it was. If you with me, you my man. That's my money. That's what I thought. But anyway, pray for me. But I ain't got no man. That's probably why. Anyway, prestige, because I think we know what money and property do, and what that's easy to talk about. But prestige. Trying to live up to the expectation to be what you think somebody wants you to be. You don't believe me? One of the dictionaries say it. Look it up. Google it. Everybody like to Google. Let me say it again. Prestige. Trying to live up to what you think others want you to be. Or what you think others think that you are. Let me say that. Why? So I got to come in here and get free. So, if y'all think I'm all that, fine. If you think I'm none of that, that's fine too. But here's the thing. What I concentrate on is what me and God think. I'm not the best mother. I'm not the best innate person. I don't always say the right thing. I don't always do the right thing. I probably should have hugged them when I beat them. I probably should have beat them when I hugged them. I done made mistakes up in here. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I probably should have let some stuff go or so on. I done made some bad choices in relationships and all that sort of stuff. But here's the thing. I will not allow the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, my job, my kids, or anybody else to try to make me think that because I don't fit into the mold that they think I should, that is something wrong with me. I am who and exactly and where God wants me to be. And if it's good enough for God, it needs to be good enough for you. Because it's good enough for me. Because you ever had this? People always want to be talking about if it was me, what they would have done. You don't know what you gonna do until it happens. I had somebody I tried to share it at a meeting, and they started telling me about how they put their kids out and how I should have did this. First of all, you dumb son of a chicken liver, right? The law say if anybody in your house more than a week with a bag, you got to get them a 30-day notice. Now, I was trying not to even give her 30 days. We had agreed to the end of the week. I was just trying to get through the next 2 weeks. You understand? But here goes somebody sharing about what they think I need to do because what they done did to their kids. Well, obviously, them your kids. Has your kids ever slept with your wife? Mind your business. You don't know what somebody going through. And if we was all shot in here, we're going to all feel something different about the shot. Doesn't mean right and wrong. It just means that's how I feel. I feel the way I feel due to what I've experienced in my life. And don't try to make me feel bad. Because if you so motherfucking smart and you got it all together, why you here? And if you got the cure for everybody else, why you don't cure yourself? And quit taking up the seat so a newcomer can get it. Nigga, excuse me, sorry. That's how I feel about it. Because I'm saying you don't know what it took for people to drag themselves in the meeting. You don't know who was getting beat. You don't know who was getting molested. You don't know who just got cheated on. You don't know what nobody going through. And if they make it in, then it's our job to fan the fire and desire to stay. Not to run them out because they ain't sharing the way you think they should be sharing with your 12-step working self. So heavenly, ain't no earthly good. And I ain't even going to talk about that because this ain't no religious program, but I know there's a God working in my life. I know that you ain't got to tell. You ever had somebody tell me, God told me to tell you? I was just talking to him when we hung up. He didn't tell me you was going to give me no message. And I'm not saying that can't happen because God do work through and speak through people. All I'm saying is you got to be careful of the messenger. People share where they are, not necessarily where you are. Because our message said that you know, we don't care nothing about where you come from, who your connections were, how much or how little you have. All we care about is what you want to do about your problem and how we can help. Not the problem that you got for me. If it's not a problem for me, then you don't, what? If it's not a problem for me, why is it a problem for you? Get to the meeting, I like colors. A girl want to tell me my shoes don't match my dress. Now, you know, in my mind, I done assessed her. You know, I done looked up and down. I done judged her. You bald-headed, not, can't, nose raggedy, mouth, no. But I ain't say that. What I said was, well, they match to me. Because you can't argue with ignorant folk. You know, you don't argue with fools. If that's how they feel, fine. And so what my sponsor has to teach me all the time is, because I be like, if they say something crazy, I feel like that's a license for me to say something crazy back. I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to still work on my mouth. Because grandma told me a long time ago, you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. So I had to keep my mouth. Because again, you don't know what I was going through in order to get here. What difference does it make how my colors match or how high my skirt is or what I'm... If I work steps, concepts, and traditions, if I begin to do service work, if I begin to get honest with who I am, if I begin to like the woman in the mirror, all that'll change. But it ain't supposed to change in your time. It's supposed to change in me and God's time. Y'all forgive me for yelling and cussing and fussing and going on. Because I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to do. Even though I want to use something and I want to use somebody and I want to run and I don't want to come here no more and I don't want to tell nobody what's going on because the disease is all in my head. I can't sleep at night. I feel like a bad mom. I feel like a bad NA person. I just feel bad. But guess what? The literature say it's a great gift to feel human again. Because if I was using, I wouldn't be feeling nothing. If I was using, I wouldn't be able to address my daughter. I wouldn't be able to help her. I wouldn't be talking about I need to get right so when she come back, because she coming back. And when she come back, I need to be right when she come back. I need to be able to receive her like I receive y'all. Because I done had some people do some show enough stuff to me here. I done had them to sleep with my baby daddy here and sleep and smile in my face after I done kept your kids. You understand? I done had them to lie on me in here. I done had them to do all kind of stuff. I'm thinking they my friend, and then if you know what, when a guy trying to talk to me, they be like, don't date anybody, but don't date Nancy. And I ain't never done that to them, so I thought. You know what I mean? So if I could forgive y'all, the people in the room, for all the junk y'all done did to me, how dare I not forgive the ones in my house? Because the literature talks about being productive members of society and carrying the message. Not just into here, but being that message out there when ain't nobody looking. So in spite of how I feel, my feelings ain't always necessarily fact. And it's okay to feel. And even though I want to run out of here before y'all stand up, I'm trying to figure out how can I get to the door. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody touching me and talking to me. I do, but I don't. You know how it is. When you done got vulnerable and you done exposed some stuff, and I'm okay now, but once I get off the podium, then that disease be like, ooh, you told it. Can't believe you told them that. Then you feel like everybody looking at you sideways. But that's okay, even if they can. Do what you got to do, because maybe if you do it to me, you won't do it to the newer member. That's fine. I can take it. I done been here long enough. I done been through enough. Y'all not finna run me nowhere. If I can't say nothing else, let me say this. Well, I'm going to say two more things. I'm going to let it go. In spite of how I feel and what I'm saying and the cussing, yelling, and screaming, I'm still living my best life. Yeah. I'm still living my best life. Ain't nothing like it. And then the other thing is that one thing active addiction and recovery both have in common is they both will take you places that you never thought you'd be. Thanks for letting me share.